Good morning, good morning. My name is Rick Noda. I am the founder of T3 Body and your host for T3 Talks, where we tighten, tactical, and transition. Well, you guys, we're in the first week of October, and I like to call these the rebuild of the professional eating holidays. Now, how do you man against those bowls of candy that are sitting around the office? Right now, again, remember, I've talked to you before, and Esteban's going to put a little diagram here of Tony Montana with a big pile of cocaine going, okay, now. Well, what's nice about that is that's literally, that scene from Scarface is kind of what I put in my brain when I see a dish of candy. I'm going to say that again. Yes, that is the scene I put in my mind where Tony Montana has a mound of cocaine on his desk, and he just pushes his head in it. Everyone around him goes, okay, boss, are you okay? He goes, why am I, what? And it's really kind of funny because that's how we are after we eat about 6 Butterfingers or Snickers. We're so railed up and we're moving around. The nice part about that is if you work at your job and you really looked at your last 2 hours of work, it actually ends up being pretty shitty. It ends up being like some projects that are half done, or you got to go spell check something because you wrote it too fast, or the email you sent. So how do you man against that? Well, first off, you don't let your blood sugar get to the point where you're craving and thriving for carbohydrates. We've talked about eating in threes. If you eat every 3 hours, small meals. We talked about if you're in a paleo diet or a ketone diet, increasing your fat intake and keeping something in your stomach. If you're just a normal person trying to just do nourishment, what do? You've heard it before. You drink some water. You take 24, 34 ounces and you guzzle it. All right? Now, after you guzzle 24 ounces of water, if you're ready to have a piece of candy, go ahead and have a piece of candy. Let me tell you a little story where I got that from. So in boot camp in the Marine Corps, your family thinks they're doing you a favor by sending you a health and comfort box. Now, in the Marine Corps, in the real fleet, those are really accepted. But in boot camp, all they're doing is playing games with you. So the last thing you want is a box full of love and kindness, all right? Because all they're going to do is make you pee on it, all right? Well, so what they would do is, let's say Esteban's and I are in boot camp, okay? And Esteban's mom is super nice, because my mom is not, or she listened to what I said. And Esteban's mom sends him his favorite Oreo cookies. So they will tell Esteban, get over here. And Esteban will come up to the front of the room, and he'll have to open that package in front of everybody. And when he opens that package in front of everybody, he'll lay out his Oreo cookies. He'll lay out his little skibbies, his little whoopie that his mom sent him. And then the drill instructor will go, all right, Esteban, you're going to eat the whole box of cookies. But before you do that, you got to drink 2 canteens first. You then drink 2 canteens, and you don't eat one cookie. You eat all of the cookies. Guess where those cookies end up? All over the deck. Now, the reason is not for them to make you bulimic. The reason is not for them to do it. A boot camp is not the time to get contraband. Boot camp is the time that you're trying to get your body free of sugars and free of all that stuff. So that's why the drill instructors do it. They basically don't want you to they want you to see the love and kindness that your family has given you, but they don't want you to contaminate your body with the sugar that you have. But the same thing goes now in real life. So now if you're sitting there and you're in your office and it's someone's birthday, remember the Seinfeld where it's like, hey, she gets, Elaine gets used to the birthday the sugar fix at 2:00. All right. Now have that time to hydrate. So if there's a birthday party going on in your office and they're going to sing happy birthday to Esteban, drink 24 ounces of water before you have a piece of cake. Good chance you're not going to be super hungry, but if you do, you have a small one. Last thing that I like to do is if when someone's coming by, practice your international language of learning a new language, and that language is no. Just say N-O. In Spanish, it's no. In French, it's a no. In German, you have to say nah. All right? But it's a nice confidence builder, because one thing about the difference about being a warrior is understanding the power of no. We will say it in a lot of different ways, and I'll give you an example right here, and this will close the program out. Esteban walks into the studio today. I bring out 200 pounds of sandbags. And I said, okay, what I want you to do is take those 200-pound sandbags, both of them, which is 400 pounds, put one on one shoulder and one on the other. You know what? He can't do that. I can't do that. And you know what he's going to say? No. Now you're sitting around Slater's 50-50, and the server comes down. She goes, "What'd you like to drink?" "Oh, I'll take a soda." That answer is no. See the difference? It's so extreme, but that's the difference between getting a little bit better during this time or having yourself slip underneath a little bit under the motivation. Your motivation slips a little bit because that one soda leads to two leads to three, and before you know it, you're drinking sodas every day again. And that's the power of no. So water is your friend when it comes to that candy, and that power of no is what sets us apart from everybody else. So when I say our motivation inspires you to be better, I'm going to say it now in African. No. I'm an idiot. I'll see you guys later. T3 Body, you guys, is a company and a fitness company that really talks about the complete athlete. When I talk about our motivation inspires you to be better, all right, as a non-for-profit that supports military veterans that suffer from mental health issues, I really enjoy the support you guys are giving me here on YouTube. But again, I am seeking clients on my T3 Body. So if you go ahead and take a look at my website, understand that the intimacy of getting to know you starts with just 30 minutes of motivation. So you go on there, you sign up for one of those, you get a one-on-one remote talk with me just like this. Then I encourage you to go and look at one of my training plans, download a 4 to 8 week training plan, and really kind of just test your body, test yourself, and just really start to get yourself ready to then do the next thing, is where you get 4 or 5 of your friends together and dare yourself to be better, where there you have a little bit more of my information along with my training plan. You get some remote sessions with me regardless of where you're at. You notice if you're watching me on YouTube right now, you can hear my voice and I can train you, all right? And that 45-day dare is a great way to just see and challenge yourself to really do the final thing, is become a member. Being a member with me is a commitment, and it's made for just an elite amount of people. So when I talk about membership here, I really talk about a really elite group of individuals who really understand our core values of God, country, family, and really live by and have really adopted where our motivation inspires them to be better. So I wanted to touch on that, you guys, and really use that so that individuals like yourself who are getting better and inspiring others. What do you do to stay motivated?
That,
all right, what is something that I do to stay motivated? Well, during this time, what I do to stay motivated is I think of this time as a time to gain a little bit of muscle, okay? That's why I call it the rebuild phase, all right? So during this time, I'm doing a combination of body weight exercises along with weights. Let me say that again. Body weight exercises along with weights. So as you start to put on you start to eat some more food. As you're eating more food, you start to put on a little bit more muscle, because come January, we pick up a little bit more of the cardiovascular and some of the other modalities, and you lose a little bit of muscle during the summertime because of how active you are. So one of the things that I do to stay motivated, I don't worry so much about what the scale says. I worry about kind of how I'm looking in my clothes. Am my arms looking a little bit bigger? Is my daughter saying, "Hey, Papi, you're looking a little swelled up right now." All right. Now, I'm going to tell you this one thing, you guys. You guys know I'm 48 and I turn 49 next year. There's a right way and a wrong way to look big, all right? What I like to say is I like to say tactical, and this is what a tactical body looks like. The ability to run 3 miles relatively within a 10-minute pace, the ability to manage anywhere from 50 to 70 pounds, and still have the ability to have fun and look great in your clothes, you guys. Those are really the mindset when I consider this time of the year. So don't worry so much about what the scale says. Worry more about getting to the gym, and as you're getting to the gym, you're combining body weight exercises along with weight training, all right? Now, if you're sitting there and you're at the dinner table and your grandmother goes, "Oye, te acabo de hacer un comida que es perfecto, que tiene un plátano frito." What I'm saying is, I got your favorite food. I got some fried bananas. I got some white rice. I got black beans. You know what, you guys? Don't disappoint your grandma during this time. Just do smaller portions. All right, just use a salad plate, take a little bit of that ropa vieja, take a little bit of those black beans and that white rice, and take one banana and go ahead and make your grandma feel nice right now, because you've been telling her no for the last 8 months, 9 months, man. Now you could say, oh, okay, grandma, Mima, right now I'm going to go ahead and eat some of that home cooking, you guys. So when it comes to motivation, trust yourself, trust your training, find something else, or like use the one I just gave you. What if you want to use body weight exercises and weights to really keep your motivation in the month of October. Stay tuned as I go through my next few podcasts that explains how to pick your clothes and your costume, and really how to continue getting yourself ready for the 10th month out the year. So you guys, when I say our motivation will inspire you to be better, body weight exercises and weights. See you guys soon.